What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Watchtower podcast, the non-Jehovah's Witnesses Watchtower podcast. This is episode 241. 241, that T-Musk Skynet. And if that rings a bell, it's similar to Terminator, like the T-800 and T-1000 and stuff. But Skynet, yes, it stands for T-Mobile and Musk, Elon Musk, and the chance of, well, not chance, but it looks like they're certainly establishing quite a network of a beast system. For sure. So yeah, if this is your first time here, this is what we do on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We get together and we watch for the signs of the return of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We don't know exactly when he's going to come, but we will know the season of his return. And how will we know the season? Well, we watch for prophetic stepping stones, things that are coming together, which will become prophetic events that will happen post-rapture into the day of the Lord, as well as the construction of the Antichrist beast system, which we are actively witnessing being constructed right in front of our faces. And like I said, tonight's going to be pretty much about that, regarding what's going on with the digitalization and infrastructure and just the web of things going on and the connections. We'll get into it, but yeah. So welcome in if this is your first time here. This is what we do, and yeah. So like I said, T-Musk, Skynet. We're going to be got a couple things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the latest with the hurricane, which there's something that may have this may have been like there's something coming out of it that I think plays a part with the hurricane. So we'll talk about that. It really has everything to do with what's going on. Plus, we got some stuff coming from the WEF, the World Economic Forum, regarding what's going on with India and China with their CBDCs, as well as connectivity of those things. So we'll be taking a look at that. A couple things when it comes to Russia and the CBDC as well. And then, of course, we'll get into what's going on with T-Mobile and Elon Musk and all that type of jazz and everything like that. So we got some stuff that we will be discussing tonight. Not this world conspiracy theories. No, not conspiracy theories. Get out of here with that stuff. Not conspiracy theories. It's conspiracy. Big difference. Big difference between the two. But yeah, we got some interesting stuff to go along. But if you really want to talk about a conspiracy, what is going on with all you in the chat that don't know what Yoo-hoo is? You know, I could not believe it. I was seeing people in there. I don't know what that is. What is that? And I'm sitting there going, have you lived? Have you lived? How have you not had a Yoo-hoo? I mean, seriously, like, repent. You bunch of heathens, repent. But yeah, so I just had to throw that out there. I don't know if you've never had a Yoo-hoo before. They're absolutely delicious. Anybody who says that they're not, they went in thinking that, oh, this is supposed to be like chocolate milk. It's not supposed to be anything like chocolate milk. It is a chocolate drink. It is entirely different. So a lot of people leave disappointed because they think it's chocolate milk. It's not. It's not. Especially, and for those who have had Yoo-hoo, y'all know what I'm talking about. You get to the end of the bottle, because that's a glass bottle. That's the only way to have Yoo-hoo. You get to the end of the glass bottle and you kind of get those chunks of chocolate at the end. You know what I'm talking about. You get a delicious treat at the end of that drink. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. So where's my Yoo-hooians, I guess we could say, in there. So anyways, but yeah, good. Just had to get that out of the way. I had to talk about that. So let's go ahead and see what y'all are up to tonight. See how everybody is doing. Let's go right here with Jules 62, not Jules 61 or Jules 63. No, Jules 62. So good to see you, Jules, of the 62nd tribe, I guess I could say. Glad you're here. Hopefully you had a good week. Thank you for being here. And yeah, Maya knows what's up. Great memories. Chocolate dregs. Yeah, Maya knows what's up. Oh, God, I love those little chocolate balls you get at the end. Those are great. Joseph Pena is here as well, or I should say Joseph Pena. Got to pronounce that right. Good to see you, Joseph. Thanks for being here, man. And hopefully you're doing all right. Patrick Starr is here with the weird-looking thumb guy. I'm guessing that's Patrick. I don't know. Good to see you, Patrick. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you had a good week, and hopefully you're having a good Saturday, good weekend. Elena Victory is here. I'm glad we are all non-Jehovah's Witness. Yes. Well, you know what? If you are watching and you're Jehovah's Witness, maybe we'll get you out of that place, the false religion place, and we'll get you to Jesus. So We don't exclude y'all here. Let's see. We got Maya as well. Hopefully you're doing all right, Maya. Hopefully the Ducks made it through all of the craziness that was going on over there. So glad to see you, and hopefully you can kick back and have a nice yoo-hoo tonight. That'd be good. Wendy sliding in late as usual. Well, better late than never, but still, I need a doctor's note to already slip something like that. Otherwise, we can't excuse you for that, Wendy. We'll have to deduct a few chocolate chips from your cookies. Good to see you, Wendy. Thanks for being here. Now, this world, reading isn't all we're slow at. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but yeah. Good to see you, Gerard. Good to see you, Gerard. Get the devious smile, planning something. You're always planning something. Always got something going on back there. Patricia is here as well. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, Patricia. And hopefully you're doing all right. Mom, good to see you, Mom. Mom's proud of me. Oh, yeah. We're just going to go ahead and move on from that. It's embarrassing. Good to see you, Mom. And hopefully you're doing all right. Derek Otto, Papa, you know what, man, don't be calling him Papa. That's just, no. Now, Papa John, get some pizza. Anyways, good to see you, Derek. Thanks for being here, man. We got Chessie as well, and with the doggo. So good to see you, Chessie. Hopefully you're doing all right. Thanks for being here. Antonio is here as well. Antonio Bendettes. I don't know why that popped into my head. Good to see you, Antonio. Thanks for being here. Rick Whitaker, what's up, man? Got the blue glasses. Hopefully you're doing all right, Rick. And thanks for spending your Saturday here, man. Caterlyn is here. If you guys need the cookies, go see Caterlyn in the back. She's got the virtual cookies for tonight. So good to see you, Caterlyn. Thanks for being here. Victory for Jesus. Oh, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. That song always pops into my head every time I see your name. So good to see you, Victory. Let's see. Share the yoo-hoo, the goo-goo, the RC colas, and the moon pies. Sounds like y'all like Tennessee sweet snacks. RC cola. How about, here's one for you. Cherry wine. Have you ever had a cherry wine before? And no, it's not actual wine. It's a soda. So don't. There's going to be a Baptist in the chat going, oh, Joe, talking about it's not actual wine. So calm down. I'm just throwing stuff at everybody tonight. Everybody's a target tonight. Just deal with it. But yeah, if you've had a cherry wine, you know what's up. That's some good stuff right there. Good to see you, Victory. Let's see here. See, Sarah's had it. Sarah Montanari. Yes, they are so good. Yes, they are. Good stuff. Hard to find, though. It's hard to find, but they are delicious. Kathy Hill, what's going on, Kathy? Good to see you. And thanks for being here. Let's see. What's up, Matt? Let's see. Don't ever want to hear the word hurricane again. Well, do not never mind. I'm not even going to go there. Good to see you, Matt. Glad you guys are all right, though. So thanks for being here, man. Annette Hamilton, what's going on, Annette? And hopefully you're doing all right. And Derek Otto, this is our highlight for Saturday. Is that sad or glad? A little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both, man. Coco Bear is here. So if you guys need some pizza, some virtual pizza, go see Coco in the back. She's got the snacks for you over there for that. Let's see. Who else we got in here? We got Beth Ann Johnson as well. Mountain Skies is here as well. Let's see. We got Allison. Good to see Allison. And who else we got? What's up, Tobes? Good to see you. It's only a theory until it happens. Yeah, and those theories seem to be popping off correct all the time, don't they? Good to see you, Tubbs. We got Carol is here. Good to see you, Carol. Rachel C. Moon. Yes, the delicious moon. Okay, I know this is controversial. We're just going off the rails. I hope you guys are okay with that. We're talking about all this stuff. Moon pies. Have you guys ever had the banana moon pies? I know it's controversial. People are like, there's some people that absolutely love them, and then there's some people that it's like you need to be sent to like a concentration camp because you like. I think the banana moon pies are absolutely delicious. So I don't know if any of y'all had those things. They are absolutely great. So seriously, get some yoo-hoo, some cherry wine, some banana moon pies, and I mean we are rocking. Oh, see, here we go. Yeah, Maya. Yeah, okay. And then we have the Brits who have no idea what any of this stuff is. Good to see you, MC. Oh man, y'all are missing out over there. Oh my goodness. Y'all are crazy. So good to let's see. I think I had banana. They got chocolate, they got vanilla, and then they've got banana. Those are the ones that I know about. If there's any of those weird special ones out there I've never heard of. But anyway, good to see. Oh, man. See, I'm on my own over here. I don't think anybody likes the banana ones. Is there anybody that likes the banana ones? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Uh, Jojo says they got caramel ones. They got caramel ones. What? That's crazy. Oh, okay. Here we go. I feel better. Patricia, she's got my back. She likes the. Okay. Good. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. I feel better now. All right, so we're off the rails, but this is what we do. We like to have fun, fellowship, and all that stuff. And I'm gonna wait afterwards for the comment tomorrow. Going, can you just get through this stuff already? No, deal with it. All right, let's get the housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
No, thank you. Sleeping.
Housekeeping.
All right, I'm starting to see that we got some Banana Moon Pies fans in the chat. So there we go. We're doing good. Okay. All right. So housekeeping, usual spiel. If you guys can, like, share, subscribe, get this out to as many people as you can. And, we really got to get out there, start reaching people when it comes to the moon pies and all the conversation like that. But anyways, to be serious, if you guys can do me a solid and like, share, subscribe, this does help reach more people. Obviously, we love our family and our fellowship here and whatnot, but we want to be able to reach those who are lost, have questions, and ultimately need the gospel of Jesus Christ. So like and sharing and subscribing does help reach those people. So do me that solid if you will, please. Also, make sure you guys follow me, Rumble, Odyssey, Telegram, Asset. I will see you after class, man. Just say no to the Banana Moon Pies. Man, I will see you after class. But yeah, if you guys can do me solid and follow me, Rumble, Odyssey, Telegram as well. Those are my backup channels. Of course, we are multi-streaming, simulcasting to YouTube, Rumble, and the website all at the same time, of course. But if I get booted off YouTube, we'll be backup live streaming on Rumble. So make sure you guys follow me there. Odyssey is an emergency platform. They're just in case things go super south, kind of a break in case of emergency type of deal. But it is a backup platform just in case. So if you have an account, you might as well follow me there. And then Telegram, I post updates, announcements, news things, little funny things, and all that type of stuff on Telegram. It's just a place that I can post some stuff that isn't necessarily fit for video format, as well as keep you guys updated on new videos, new content, and announcements and stuff like that when it comes out. And then, of course, head on over to the website, the official WretchedWatchmen.com website. It is up and running. That's your one-stop shop for all your questions and to find things, what's going on. I post announcements. The latest podcast is always there, and in case you don't know what's going on with that. So that's the place to bookmark. That's the place that I will make sure that I update first and foremost if I have an announcement and I don't have time to make a video or anything like that. So make sure you guys do that. Also, I updated on there. I added a while back, I added the section for the video series that I have. I also just added the Showtime series on there as well. So you can reach the Showtime playlist on there. Because of YouTube's copyright system and whatnot, it's going to be very confusing on trying to find the latest episode of Showtime, because the last one that I did on Enemy of the State got kicked off of YouTube, and it's on Rumble, and some people don't know that it's over there. So if you want to find the latest episode of that, you can head to the website and click on the Showtime thing, and it'll take you straight to the Rumble playlist for all of the episodes. Meanwhile, I plan on working on and editing the third episode of Showtime next week. So hopefully 2 weeks from now, that will be out for y'all as well. And then coming up on Tuesday, we've got another guest coming on. This guy is going to be great. Might be new to you, but that's okay. On Tuesday, I will have none other than Steve, the tour guide, joining me on Tuesday. Now, if you follow Athey Creek, Brett Metter, and his prophecy updates that he does, you may have heard of this guy. This dude knows his stuff. He is well educated. He's a tour guide over in Israel. He knows what's going on. I love the fact that he's not one of those guys that goes first on the draw, quick on the draw, and all this stuff. He likes to take the time to find out the facts first before he starts putting stuff out. So he's going to be going through with me on a bunch of different stuff when it comes to what's going on in Israel with the pager event, the retaliation of Iran. What can we expect to happen next? What is Israel thinking regarding all this stuff? We're also going to get his intake when it comes to Ezekiel 38, Isaiah 17, Psalm 83, and a bunch of these other things as well when it comes to this. This is going to be a fantastic show. So if you don't know him, now's the chance to get to know him. It's going to be great. So Steve, the tour guide, on Tuesday. Do not miss that for sure. And then another thing, it's being brought to my attention that I now have wonderful bots that are going on my Rumble channel, imitating my account. They're taking my name, altering it slightly, taking my profile picture, and posting links and phone numbers and stuff to try and scam people. That's not me. I'm not doing any of the scamming or anything like that. If you find those on my Rumble channel, please email me and I will report it to Rumble and get them taken off. So don't click on the link. Don't call the number. That's not me. Don't do it. I don't do any of that stuff. So make sure you guys don't do that. And then last but not least, if you guys would like to support this channel and what I do, I've got donation links down below, CashApp, Venmo, and Give, Send, Go. I can't do this without you guys. My channel is not monetized. I don't make anything from ads or views or anything like that. So if you guys would like to support what I do and everything like that, yeah. Certainly appreciate it. You guys are the ones that allow me to do this, and I'm truly grateful. So thank you guys. All right, and that is some housekeeping. And give me 1 second, if you guys will please. I apologize. Just 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I am back. Having to deal with some stuff here in my apartment. So sorry about that. Yeah, okay. So this show is completely off the rails at this point, but it's all good. All right. So if you guys have some questions along the way, feel free to post your questions in the chat. Make sure you put questions in all capitals and then your question. That allows my my tools to see those and they can send it to me and I can answer stuff along the way as we go through this stuff. So yeah, if you got some questions, go for it. And so since Tuesdays, we've got some guests and stuff going on. We can't do our Wretched Weather Report on Tuesday. So we're going to go ahead and move that and do it now.
Oh, this ain't good.
Yeah, as said, I'm over here munching on the moon pies. I just couldn't help myself. But they're banana. All right, so Wretched Weather Report, what we do is we keep track of the trends of what's going on when it comes to natural events, things like earthquakes, volcanoes, storms, hurricanes, all that type of stuff, just trying to keep an eye of what's going on. These are part of the birth pains that we are seeing. And so we know that as we get closer to the end here, the going into the rapture and the Daniel's 70th week and whatnot, these birth pains are going to increase in size and frequency. And so we should expect to see these things hit weird places, increase in their size, the frequency of when they occur, and all that type of stuff. So as far as earthquakes this past week, we don't have too many, but we have a few. And so this past week, 5.5 magnitude and up, we got a 5.6 in the Central East Pacific Rise, which is west of Peru. We got a 5.5 in Isanjul, Vanuatu. There's a 5.8 in the Kermadec Islands of New Zealand. Then there was a 5.7 south of Easter Island. And then just a couple hours ago, there's a 6.2 in Sardinal, Costa Rica. As far as volcanoes, excuse me, we got 47 volcanoes actively erupting, and so we are down one from last week. We got 6 in North America, 6 in South America, 2 in Europe, 3 in Antarctica, 4 in Africa, 17 in Asia, and 9 in Oceania. 17 in Asia, we were 18. We dropped one from last week, so -1 equals -1. So we are down to 47, so we're still in the usual range when it comes to volcanoes. Man, that global warming, that climate change, man, just really causing chaos all over with all the volcanoes and earthquakes and stuff like that, man. It's just crazy, even though we're standing pat where we've been for a long time. So anyways, somebody call up who's that, Al Gore said yeah, was it, he said 20 years ago that we were all going to die from an ice age 10 years ago. So man, I guess we missed the ice age, guys. We just happened to miss it. So all right, so that's what we got with that. Now we're going to go ahead and move into okay, it's still sticking with the weather and stuff, but we're just going to move into hurricane stuff because we just had that hurricane pass. So I know we got some people in the chat who have they went through the wonderful Hurricane Milton, as well as probably some of you just getting past Hurricane Helene as well. So continue to be praying for everybody there. There's ridiculous amounts of damage, lives lost. It's probably going to take months to still be recovering the bodies of who's lost. Some bodies are probably lost forever, so we're not going to know. So be praying for that. Always keep in mind when it comes to events like this, the Lord tends to be glorified through these events. People tend to come to the saving grace of Jesus through these tragedies and traumatic events. So be praying for those hearts who have been softened because of this, that they find their salvation within Jesus. That's always something that we should be praying for when it comes to these events, these tragedies and stuff like that. I know sometimes it's hard when we're going through hard stuff to remember that, but I think it's very important that this is the time that the Lord shines for sure. Just remember Paul, all the things that he had to go through. He kept the joy, he kept his focus when it comes to the Lord. So something to keep in mind with that. I think it's a good idea. Now, with this, there was something that came to my attention just before Milton was hit. I don't know if she's actually in the chat, which is weird. She's probably napping. Stephanie, she sent me something. I didn't know about this, but she sent it to me. It was starting to make the rounds before Milton hit, thinking that this could be all a part of it. But there's a project out of Tampa Bay called Phoenix 2.0. And what it is I got some stuff I'll show you, but just to kind of give you an idea, is this was a project that was supposedly, it's been in the works for a few years, but supposedly a tabletop response event with videos and all that type of stuff. That if a hurricane was to wipe out Tampa, this would be a quick way to rebuild and install different infrastructure when that happens. And so I didn't say anything on it. That might have been something that I may have put on my Telegram or whatever, but I wanted to wait and see what happened afterwards. And as we can see, the afterward event or the effects afterwards, Tampa Bay, they took some damage, obviously, but the hurricane missed. It went in between where they thought it was going to be, and so it actually moved south and didn't hit. So the Phoenix project doesn't seem to be something that actually happened. So, but there's something else through all this that I think is very key. But let's just go ahead and go through this just to make sure. If you guys don't know what's up, we'll let you know. So this is Project Phoenix 2.0. And says in 2009, the Tampa Bay Recovery Project developed the Tampa Bay Catastrophic Plan, Project Phoenix, a plan to address the challenges of response and recovery during a catastrophic event in the Tampa Bay area. Hurricane Phoenix, a fictitious storm, was created to simulate the effects of the worst-case scenario in our region, a direct strike from a Category 5 hurricane. A 10-minute video portrays the scenario using realistic weather reports and archived video footage. You can find the video if you want to. I'm not going to play it. It's long, but I think you guys get the idea. It says a hurricane simulation for Tampa Bay small businesses and emergency management agencies. What if a category 5, I can speak, I promise, hurricane struck the Tampa Bay region? How would events unfold, and what would the region look like if the aftermath of the storm? Project Phoenix 2.0, the recovery, is a facilitated training exercise that examines critical issues and capabilities of Tampa Bay area's small businesses and emergency management agencies during disaster recovery. A series of videos supplement the exercise, illustrating a simulated Category 5 hurricane hitting Tampa Bay, paralleled with lessons learned and words of advice from small business owners impacted by Hurricane Michael in 2018. The tabletop exercise leads participants through a facilitated discussion of roles, procedures, and responsibilities in the context of a Cat 5 hurricane and the greater Tampa Bay area. The tabletop exercise is divided into 4 modules that cover a range of emergency preparedness on recovery topics, including 1 day later, 1 week later, 6 months later, and 1 year later. So it goes through all the stuff on that. So this is something that they've had out there for several years. It's nothing new. And usually when we see events like the hurricane that came through that was targeted straight for Tampa, this stuff comes to mind, comes to the forefront, starts getting passed around, which I think is always good. Again, we should be aware of what's going on. But from what I have seen, with the hurricane missing Tampa Bay, this plan obviously was not something that came to fruition as people may have thought it was going to happen. So this is one of those situations where I would say I think it's good to wait and see what happens. Be aware, obviously. I'm one of those people where it's always good to be aware. But I saw some people out there saying, here it is, this is going to happen, and then it never happened. So it's just one of those things we got to be careful with that. And yeah, so I wanted to put this out there, let people know in case you didn't know regarding this. Obviously, we still have some crazy damage that has been going on with the storm. A lot of people lost infrastructure, a lot of businesses gone, homes gone, cars gone, lives gone, and it's going to take a long time for recovery. Now, there is something else that came out of this from Elon Musk, which is kind of passed under the radar, which I think is actually very key to this. But before I get into that, there's another aspect coming out of the World Economic Forum when it comes to China, India's CBDC, and connectivity of these things. Now, you guys remember what happened at the pact, or one of the elements of the Pact for the Future had to do with trying to speed up the process of getting everybody online. Well, one of the after effects of the hurricane comes from Elon Musk and his Starlink stuff to get everybody online that was affected by the storm. So those without power, without homes, without their internet, to get everybody connected, which I think could be a test run for something that's coming in the future with getting everybody online. Because remember, after the pact, one of the things was we need to expedite connectivity. And then immediately we have a hurricane that knocked everybody offline. And now here comes Elon Musk saying I can get everybody connected again, even without internet infrastructure. So this is going to be like a rolling thing as we go through on this thing. And I think this is the key to what happened with the hurricane for sure. So something to keep in mind. Okay, we got a couple of questions here. Okay, so Callie Gal question: Trump plus Musk plus Bibi, what equals what for peace and safety? I'm not sure what your question is, Callie. If you're still here, can you resend that in and give me a little bit more information on what the question is? I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Patrick Starr, is it true that in 1939 the music industry changed from 440 hertz to 444 hertz to make people more irritable and violent after listening to music for long periods of time? I've heard that. I haven't actually dived into it to confirm. I've heard it. I've heard various aspects of it too. I heard, back then they changed the hertz slightly because it was rock who demanded that they do it. They orchestrated that they did it. But again, there's some stuff that says maybe they didn't. And so I'm not going to sit here and say for sure or for not. What I can tell you and I can confirm is frequency of music, the hertz that come through and the frequencies that they use absolutely does involve changing brain stimulation, brain wave activity, and these types of things. I got something that I'm working on that I plan on doing revolving this subject. So maybe I'll touch on that for you when I do that, Patrick. So I can't sit here and say that's exactly what happened, but I can sit here and tell you that there's absolutely involvement with using certain frequencies and hertz and stuff to affect the brain and emotions of people. Can absolutely confirm that. So, okay. So let's go ahead and move into this. So as we go through this, keep in mind the after effect of the hurricane caused Elon Musk to get Starlink involved with connectivity. We want to keep that train of thought all the way through this thing. And so let's go ahead and get into this next part. This is a report that just came out. I think it was October 6th. I think it was the 6th. It was October paper coming from the WEF. It says Global Financial Inclusion Practices, Case Studies from China, India, and the United States. And so this entire paper, it's about 23 pages long, is just about praising China, praising India, and basically going bah at the United States when it comes to this. As we know, the United States sitting right now is currently in the work of a controlled demolition of the dollar and the financial system, and the reconstruction or the reset of the financial system, I believe, is going to happen with the Third World War, of course, because it's going to be a way of revamping everything globally. They're not going to do it piece by piece. They got to do it all at once. But for the meantime, they have to do de-dollarization to remove the dollar as the main financial transaction currency in the world, so they can bring in the new digital system. So there's a few parts on this that I want to point out. Get ready. We're going to read all 23 pages. No, I'm just kidding. But we can see here, introduction: as global challenges intensify, promoting resilience and equitable growth becomes increasingly important. And so if we jump over here, it says the paper showcases global practices in financial inclusion from the perspective of policy, partnership, and technological innovations. It looks at India's use of the Pradhan Mantri Jandon Yohana. Oh, geez. That's a long one. To distribute the KUF relief payments, and China's introduction of the digital yuan to integrate underserved populations. Keep that in mind. Underserved populations into the financial system, as well as the private sector's role in improving financial inclusion. It discusses Chinese digital banking platforms' use of artificial intelligence and big data to widen access to credit for some, basically small businesses, SMEs, small businesses. The need for inclusive lending practices in the United States, and how Chinese robot investment assistants can democratize investment and improve financial literacy in the general population. So basically what they're pointing at here is after 2020, the whole event thing that happened there, remember, this is one of the reasons why they pulled 2020, was to start working on and introducing digital transaction payments in the form of CBDCs, digital wallets, digital IDs, as well as excuse me, there's something in my throat and it's not great. As well as UBI style payments of these stimulus payments. And so they're praising China and India for what they did during the time. And so if we go here to case study 1 regarding India's response to the KUF, India's use of its strong digital public infrastructure to disperse KUF relief payments via that really long payment program that I just read earlier highlights the role of government initiatives in financial inclusion. This approach does not it not only facilitated immediate relief, but also bolsters long-term engagement with the financial system. And then, of course, we go with the DEI equality stuff, particularly for women. That's where the SDG stuff comes through, because they're trying to uplift women and make things more balanced. But ultimately, we know this is part of that mystery religion of bringing men down, raising up women, creating that duality, putting them on the same level. And yeah, so End Times New Age series, if you want to know what I'm talking about with that. It's rooted in the mystery religion. And regarding implementation, says the success of India's financial inclusion efforts during the pandemic can largely be attributed to its well-established public digital infrastructure and the banking sector's collaboration. So I've talked about this before. India, they have the Aadhaar system, which is a system when it comes to digital IDs, digital birth certificates, digital social security numbers, basically stamping a new digital number on the people, and getting everybody involved in their public biometric infrastructure. And so whatever you do, whatever move you make, whatever thing you sign up for, any job you take, school you go to, anything, payment or transaction, all goes back to this digital database of biometrics for whoever it is. And so the moment you're born now in India, you're instantly given into the Aadhaar system for this. So India is way ahead of the game, at least on public display, when it comes to instituting this digital system regarding this. And it says the crazy long name that I read earlier, accounts rely on strong digital public infrastructure. Each Indian national has a biometrically linked Aadhaar identity card and number combined with their mobile number and their bank account. With these three elements, the government of India targeted and deployed immediate relief to their account, to the account holders through those accounts. And so this is something that we've heard talked about a lot in with the WEF. I've shown videos in the past, and I've shown a whole bunch of papers. There's three specific systems that everybody needs in order for this new system to happen. They can't turn this new financial system on yet. As much as people say that they can, again, they're not going to do it piece by piece. They're going to do it all at once. But they're trying to get this stuff out as quick as possible. Now, do I think countries already have this stuff built and behind the scenes and it's just not out publicly? Yes, I do. Just look at what Canada did. They've been working on their CBDC since 2017, and then they just came out like a month ago and said, "Oh, we're going to shelve that." And I'm sitting there going, "No, you're not. You've got it ready to go, and you've said that this is something that needs to be done. You're not just going to shelve it all of a sudden. No, you just haven't put it out yet." These people lie through their teeth. I know, right? Government's lying. Who would have thought? But they've come out and said everybody needs a phone, a digital bank account, and a digital ID. Everybody needs these things for this system to work. And so the WEF here is saying India's got it going on. They know what they're doing. They're getting everybody hooked into this system. They're getting all these payments, UBI test payments going through this thing. That's the stimulus through 2020. And India's got it going on. So they know what's up, and they're ahead of the game when it comes to it. We jump over to what they have to say about China. China says China's introduction of the digital yuan, or the ECNY, was a significant step in using CBDCs to promote financial inclusion. The digital yuan's implementation in cities such as Suzhou not only enhances transaction efficiency, but also integrates underserved populations. Again, here we go. When they repeat themselves like this is something that we got to keep in mind. Underserved populations. Remember, one of the main things for the Pact of the Future is reaching the underserved populations, reaching the ones who don't have the digital infrastructure, reaching the ones who are not connected. This is exactly what they're talking about when they say underserved populations. So it also integrates underserved populations into the financial system. By reducing reliance on physical cash and democratizing access to banking services, the digital yuan serves as a model for CBDC use to boost financial inclusion. Boost financial inclusion. What does that mean? People who are not connected to the system yet. They're underserved population. If we jump over to implementation, it says by the end of 2020, pilot programs have been launched in Suzhou, Shenzhen, Chengdu, and Jiangning, a new area, allowing residents to make transactions using digital wallets. Subsequent phases expanded the trials to include more cities and applications such as retail, public services, e-commerce, and cross-border payments. These are all things that the Bank for International Settlements, the guys who sit at the very top of the financial sector when they're doing this. Some people say it's the World Bank. Some people want to say it's, the Monetary Fund and whatnot. Those guys, they do everything that the Bank for International Settlements said. If you want to look at things in the power pyramid, the BIS, the biz is way up there. They're not at the very top, but they're definitely up there, because these central banks and these government agencies and all these other organizations that handle financial systems can't do anything without the permission from the biz. And yes, that includes people like China and India and Russia and all of these other ones as well. So keep that in mind. They're getting praised for this expansion. Now, the question is, why is the WEF recognizing countries like China? Well, I've said this before. China's financial system has been boosted through payments from the WEF to get these things online, to test them, and get them ready to roll them out to other countries. China's financial system is funded by the globalists to test and get ready to send to the rest of the world. I know there's still some people that think that people like China and Russia and stuff are against the globalists. No, they're fully involved with the globalists. Why on earth would they be doing the exact same program as all of the other globalists if they weren't involved, if they were actually against it? Again, just little critical thinking on that is very important. And so if we jump over here, case study 2 about China continued. It says Suzhou's rollout of the digital yuan was strategically executed in phases, featuring a pilot program that integrated the key partners, banks, merchants, and tech providers, and was essential for smooth implementation. The government establishes a robust digital infrastructure to support the digital yuan's issuance, circulation, and redemption, while also conducting extensive public outreach to educate citizens about its use. Okay, so this is where things get interesting. We jump down. Basically, what we skipped was them just, lashing out at the United States, which, of course, we understand that the United States is still in that controlled demolition right now for the dollar. If we jump down, though, it says call to action. It says to bridge the digital divide. This is a very, very important part right here. I'll make reference to it a little bit later as well, but I want to point this out. It says to bridge the digital divide, targeted practical initiatives are essential. Governments and organizations could collaborate to implement specific programs that improve digital infrastructure in underserved areas. There we go again, underserved areas. For example, governments could partner with telecommunications companies to expand reliable internet access in rural areas by subsidizing infrastructure projects or creating incentives for private sector investment in these regions. Additionally, mobile banking platforms could be introduced in areas with limited numbers of physical bank branches. So, governments could partner with telecommunications company to expand reliable internet access to rural areas. Well, like I said, there's a partnership that has come together between Elon Musk's Starlink and telecommunications giant T-Mobile in order to provide cell service and internet access to those who were just hit and are currently offline from the 2 hurricanes that passed through. Is there something more to this? I believe there is. But before we do that, we got some information coming from Russia. It says Russia updates digital ruble rollout, including obligation to accept CBDCs. This is early October. This came out. It says Elvira Nabiulina, the governor of the Bank of Russia, confirmed its central bank digital currency is on track for a mass rollout in July of 2025. However, we previously reported that a second wave of banks started to onboard to the digital ruble pilot in January of 2024. But it turns out this has not yet happened. Russia's largest bank, Saber Bank, was amongst the second group, so presumably it is not part of the pilot yet, I would say. In September, the central bank relaxed some restrictions for the pilot. The participant limit has increased from 600 to 9,000, and the number of merchants from 22 to 1,200. The second wave of 20 banks are still in the process of onboarding. And it goes on to say by July of 2025, the largest banks will be obligated. The largest banks will be obligated. I'll say it one more time. By July of 2025, the largest banks will be obligated to support the digital ruble. So they have to open and top up digital ruble accounts, make transfers, and accept digital rubles. Other banks have to comply a year later. The non-bank credit institutions have 2 more years by July of 2027. The governor acknowledged that the costs of supporting the CBDC for smaller banks are significant. It is providing code for the digital wallet that banks can incorporate in their mobile apps. What did we just read? Additionally, mobile banking platforms could be introduced to areas with limited number of physical bank branches. For why? Digital currency. Exactly what Russia's doing here. There will be also be mandatory acceptance of the digital ruble by merchants. I'll say that again. There will also be mandatory acceptance of the digital ruble by merchants organized with a turnover of 30 million rubles or more must comply upon launch. With those those with over 20 million rubles in revenues have an extra year, and other businesses have 2 years. The central bank doesn't believe that it is too challenging for merchants to adopt the CBDC, as it plans to mandate a universal QR code with a draft law in preparation. This will be based on the QR codes currently used by SBP, Russia's faster payment system. The universal QR code has been piloted by 22 banks already. So why did I talk about that? Well, first of all, again, we've got the thing here that they are literally following exactly, identically, step by step, lockstep of what the globalists want to do. So why do we still have people out there saying Russia's not a part of this? If they were a part of this or weren't a part of this, why on earth are they literally doing identically what these globalists are trying to install everywhere else? Same as China, same as India, all these countries out there that everybody says are standing up against the globalists. They're following them identically. Why? Because they're all a part of this thing. They are working on the same agenda, the same project as all these other countries, and they're following step by step exactly as it was. Again, remember, China is funded by the WEF. Guess where one of the headquarters of the WEF is? It's in China. Guess where the WEF has a conference every single year in the summer? It's in China. This is just exactly what's going on. These countries are following a script, a specific script to get this stuff done. And this financial system is very much on its way to coming in and getting ready to go. It's just not ready yet. I don't know how many times I get emails from people. Did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? And it's all these quote unquote financial gurus saying it's going to happen this date. It's going to happen this date. It's going to happen this date. And the date comes and goes and never happens. Date comes and goes, it doesn't happen. Date comes and goes, it doesn't happen. And it's just constantly people are trying to predict dates when they don't know any better than any one of us. They're just dartboard. And so we're seeing stuff come together, but something that we have to remember is the dollar is still here. Now, they're working on de-dollarization. They're working on deconstructing this. I showed a video, I think it was from 2011. George Soros was interviewed about what's going on with the financial system after the whole crash thing that happened. It might have been 2009, 2011. It was one of those years. And he was asked, how is this going to happen? What's going on with the United States financial system after the whole 2007 crash? And he said, we are witnessing a controlled demolition of the US dollar. It's going to be slow. It will become a drag on the global financial system, but eventually the goal is to bring down the dollar. And they've been doing that ever since. And so when we see new information coming out, whether it's what's going on with CBDCs or new programs or countries ditching the dollar or the whole BRICS thing, which is part of this, but I think is completely overblown. Yes, they're a part of what's going on, but I believe it's just too far how people take it with that. Some people saying it's the 10 kings when it doesn't match what scripture says. But still, we're seeing step by step the de-dollarization. At the same time, they have to time it so as the dollar goes down, countries are getting ready to implement their new digital financial system. And so when the time comes, they'll pull the plug on everything. Dollar goes away, all the other financial stuff goes away, and the new system gets plugged in and turned online. And that's going to be that new financial system, in my opinion, because we don't know for sure, but I believe that that'll be the new financial system that will happen when it comes to Revelation, what we're told in there. But either way, we are seeing these countries and we are seeing these many different effects going in, getting people online. The Pact for the Future was a big one when it comes to this, as well as CBDCs going in place. Merchants being mandated, forced to do this, banks getting mandated, forced to do this. You got the Bank for International Settlements. There's constantly running these pilot programs for CBDCs and cross-border payments, getting it out there, things like Project Icebreaker and whatnot, which are still very much in play. And so all this stuff is starting to come together to create this system. There's many different moving pieces. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I know people are just, again, they listen to these financial guys. Go, this date is going to come in, and then here we go. Okay. And then there's this other day, and there we go again. It's the same people who keep, rapture's going to happen this date. Okay. Okay. Whatever you say. Anyways. So I just wanted to put that out there, let everybody know what's going on. Still very much in play. Things are moving forward, but with this Pact for the Future and this digital infrastructure, they are pushing and pushing hard to get, as they would say, the underserved populations online, which was one of the main things of the digital annex that came along with the Pact agreement that they did, however you want to call it. And so with that, I know I keep making reference. When is Elon Musk going to get involved with this? I keep making reference to what's going on with T-Mobile and Elon Musk. Well, we're going to be getting into that now. Again, if you guys got questions, go ahead and send them in. I'll get them at the end. But okay, so far, some of the things that I told you to hang on to was the connection, Elon Musk and T-Mobile partnering to get people online after the hurricanes. And then I also told you to hang on to this regarding governments partnering with telecommunication companies to expand reliable internet access to rural areas. So hang on to that. So I don't know how many of you saw the recent announcement from Elon Musk and Tesla regarding the Optimus bots. Did anybody see that? So this was the big announcement where Elon Musk came out and said he's got self-driving buses, taxi cabs, and now the Optimus humanoid robots. So if you don't know, let me go ahead and show you what's going on with this Optimus Tesla bot.
And we've made a lot of progress with the Optimus. And as you can see, we started up with someone in a robot suit, sort of down, and then we've progressed dramatically year after year. So if you extrapolate this, you're really going to have something spectacular, something that anyone could own. So you can have your own personal R2-D2 C-3PO. And I think at scale, this would cost something like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. Probably less than a car, is my prediction long term. Now, it'll take us a minute to get to the long term, but fundamentally at scale, the Optimus robot, you should be able to buy an Optimus robot for, I think, probably $20,000 to $30,000 long term. So, and what can it do? It'll basically do anything you want. So it can be a teacher, babysit your kids. It can walk your dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks. Whatever you can think of, it will do. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. I think this will be the biggest product ever of any kind.
Oh, y'all excited about that? Yeah, the biggest thing that I saw is I just see the Terminator walking out with everybody going, clapping for their doom, pretty much. That's what I see what's going on. But something else that I noticed, I didn't show like video of like the bus or the taxi cab or anything like that. But if anybody has seen the movie I, Robot, things almost match identical to the movie I, Robot. You can see here you got the humanoid robot there, and kind of looks pretty similar for the most part. You can see the new bus that Tesla's putting out looks identical to the same delivery system for those robots in iRobot, and then the taxi cab car looks identical to what the cars look like when it comes to this. So it's just another case of it seems to be putting out the same concepts of what we saw in iRobot, which I don't know if anybody's seen the end of that movie. It doesn't do good when the AI decides to turn all the robots against humans. Just saying. So, but what we got though is we've got walking around spyware now. Of course, we have spyware that we carry and that we place in our homes, cell phones and Alexas and smart stuff and everything like that. Now we've got spyware that's going to be walking around constantly, watching us, to say the least. But at this event, we pretty much saw the next step when it comes to replacing humans. We often talk about the great replacement involving, the illegals coming over in Europe and the United States and whatnot. That's part of it. But then there's the follow-up part of the great replacement involves replacing humans in general with these robots. And so we can see this happening. We can see the progression of it going forward with these things. Cars that are constantly taking over people. Again, he wants to redo cities, basically take all the parking lots now. He wants nobody to drive their own cars. You're all going to be using these public transportation things, which again, that falls right in line with you will own nothing and be happy with the globalist agenda. Elon Musk with the globalists? I thought he was a good guy. Free speech. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I can't believe we still have people that think Elon Musk's a good guy, man. It's just blowing my mind. It really does. But with this was another situation of all the coverage with Elon Musk went to this. It was the We Robots event, if you want to actually look into it. But again, flying under the radar was the phone situation that I talked about with the hurricane. So we got an announcement. This was October 8th. And says, in addition to the thousands of Starlink kits we are delivering in response to Hurricane Helene, the Starlink team and T-Mobile activated our direct-to-cell satellites to provide emergency alerts for all phones and carriers of those affected in the affected areas. So basically, if you had T-Mobile, the cells would then connect to the Starlink satellites as opposed to towers, so these calls could go through. The FCC has also rapidly approved emergency special temporary authority for coverage in Florida ahead of Hurricane Milton. We now have enabled basic texting for those on T-Mobile phones in hurricane affected areas. Text messages have already been sent and received. You can text loved ones, text 911, and continue to receive emergency alerts. If a phone connects to a Starlink satellite, it will have 1 to 2 bars of signal and show T-Mobile SpaceX. Guys, that should be freaking you out. If this is the next step to this B system, I'm telling you guys. It should show T-Mobile SpaceX in the network name. Users may have to manually retry text messages if they don't go through it the first time. This is being delivered on a best effort basis. The service works best outdoors and occasionally works indoors near a window. And then a day later, in response, Elon Musk comes out and says, we have accelerated the rollout of Starlink direct to cell phone connectivity for areas affected by the hurricanes. This is being provided free of charge by SpaceX and T-Mobile to help those in need. Now, this is not something new. This is something that they've been working on for a few years now. I'll show you that in a second. But what's going on here is we have now seen not only the web of Starlink satellites, which again, Elon Musk and his Starlinks are now 2/3 of all active satellites across the world. Again, I've shown pictures of it. I don't have anything to show right now, but you can go and check the map, and the entire world is covered in these things, which that's a big sign that this is the web of what they're going to be doing, getting everything connected is through Starlink. But speculation, again, can't sit here and tell you 100% that's what's going to happen. Sure seems to be going that way. But now what we have is he's getting cell phone providers to now connect cell phones to this to his Starlink service as well, taking people off towers, taking people off of these own separate networks and combining them into one connected to his Starlink system. Everything is getting connected to Starlink. This is interesting. So we got something back from 2022 here. It says T-Mobile and SpaceX Starlink say your 5G phone will connect to satellites next year. Coverage above and beyond promises an end to dead zones. An end to dead zones. Keep that in mind. Says T-Mobile says it's getting rid of mobile dead zones thanks to a new partnership with SpaceX, Starlink satellite internet, at an event hosted by T-Mobile CEO Mike Severt and Elon Musk. With their coverage above and beyond setup, mobile phones could connect to satellites and use a slice of a connection providing around 2 to 4 megabits per second connection across a given coverage area. That connection should be enough to let you text, send MMS messages, and even use select messaging apps whenever you have a clear view of the sky, even if no traditional service available. According to a press release from T-Mobile, the satellite to cellular service will be available everywhere in the continental U.S., Hawaii, parts of Alaska, Puerto Rico, and territorial waters. The service is scheduled to launch in beta by the end of next year in selected areas, and Sievert says he hopes it will someday include data. So he says, one day it'll have data access as well. We'll increase the speeds, the range, where it can be used, have data access. And they rushed out after the hurricane. You're telling me that there's not some planning involved with that? According to Musk, second-generation Starlink satellites launching next year will be able to broadcast service using part of T-Mobile's mid-band PCS spectrum, which was bolstered when it was allowed to buy Sprint a few years ago. That's right. Sprint was folded into T-Mobile. Musk said the new satellites have big antennas that are 5 to 6 meters across to enable the new connections, and that the plan is to launch the equipment using its upcoming Starship rockets. The two executives said that they're seeking partnership with mobile carriers worldwide. Mobile carriers worldwide, getting more on board, who would be interested in reciprocal spectrum sharing agreements so that their customers can link up with SpaceX. T-Mobile customers could also use those connections when they come to other countries. Musk also said on Twitter that one of the main companies, Tesla, will use the technology for a premium connectivity feature in its electric vehicles. Oh, you mean like their buses and taxi cabs as well as Optimus? I think so. Currently, Tesla uses AT&T's network for things like live traffic visualization, satellite view maps, and music streaming. Expect that to change for sure. So we are seeing everything going in the direction of getting connected to this web of Starlink satellites that Elon Musk has been creating. Partnerships with the mobile companies, partnerships with cars and stuff for internet and cell service and visualizations and all these things. Everything is now starting to move into the direction of getting connected via Starlink. And this all just got pushed faster, got pushed out quicker because of what happened with the hurricanes. Now, I pointed out again, promises to end dead zones. What were we just talking about in this WEF document? For example, governments could partner with telecommunication companies to expand reliable internet access in rural areas. What are they trying to do? Get everybody online in underserved areas. This seems to be the next step to what's going on when it comes to this. So these cell satellites started launching January of this year. So they started launching these things at the beginning of this year. And basically, T-Mobile will now be able to track their users anywhere, even if you don't have cell service, because of being connected to the satellites now. Doesn't matter where you're at. If you don't have service in the middle of Timbuktu, they'll be able to locate your area and determine what you're doing regarding location, as well as if you're on your phone for any reason, because it's all connected to the satellite. Now, what's up with T-Mobile? What's up with T-Mobile? Why is this? Why T-Mobile? Why did Elon Musk choose T-Mobile? Why are they in partnership? What makes them so special? Well, let's take a look. T-Mobile is connected to is connected to T-Systems, which is a subsidiary of Deutsche Telekom, which is a much larger company out of Germany and is the leading force in the Fourth Industrial Revolution connectivity program. T-Mobile is connected to T-Systems, and T-Systems is connected to Deutsche Telekom. And Deutsche is in full operation with the WEF, with the Fourth Industrial Revolution, to connect everybody online. How do you do that? You go to the guy who's got the web of satellites that can get everybody online. You're starting to see how everything is now fitting together perfectly, as they've been telling us. Well, basically, this past September, T-Mobile hosted a conference. This was in San Francisco, where they announced partnership with OpenAI, NVIDIA, Ericsson, and Nokia, all of whom are basically directly tied to the WEF in some type of way. T-Mobile, make sure that I didn't skip ahead. Now, T-Mobile provides their customer data to OpenAI for their trading data sets. So basically, if you're on the T-Mobile network, or you use some type of company that uses T-Mobile towers or service or something like that, all of your data is now being sold or given over to OpenAI so they can feed their AI program. Everybody knows ChatGPT. NVIDIA uses their AI chips within T-Mobile networks, within T-Mobile's network equipment, gaining access to customer data as well, and they're doing the same thing on their end. Ericsson and Nokia have opened up a research facility with T-Mobile to better learn how to take this information and streamline AI into its wireless network programs. Basically, they want AI to run their wireless network, which again would be connected to Starlink. And so at this conference, senior vice president and the head network guy at T-Mobile bragged about going from their being the last place network company, cell service networking company, to now being in first place and light years ahead of everybody. How is that possible? Because of their partnership with the WEF through Deutsche Telekom. That's exactly why. Now, if you don't know anything about this guy, the VP here that I just mentioned, his name is Jolf Ewaldson. And basically, he's the T-Mobile president of technology and is responsible for the management and development of the T-Mobile's wireless network. And so he is a member of the World Economic Forum, and he has gone to their meetings, and he's even tweeted out. You can see a few things back from 2016. It says he's at the World Economic Forum, Southeast Asia, discussing digitalization and economic development of the region. It's about connectivity. And then he also early on in January, he says he's at the WEF meeting in Davos, focused on the fourth industrial revolution, digitalization, mobility, and connectivity at the center of the discussion. So what we got here is we've got T-Mobile that is basically taking everybody's data, connecting or getting connected up with these other companies, who's connected to the fourth industrial revolution, who is tied to T-Systems, who is connected to Deutsche Telekom with all this stuff. Hang on, a lot of information, I know, but this is all playing a part into this. Now, T-Mobile into T-Systems. T-Systems is a subsidiary of Deutsche Telekom, which basically has hands involved with developing all sorts of beast technology along the lines of the SDGs as well. So if we take a look at T-Systems, this is what they got their hands in. This is just a little bit of it here. T-Systems includes automotive, software-defined vehicles, Industry X, automotive customer experience, automotive journey to the cloud. You got things in healthcare when it comes to digitalization in hospitals, digital health insurance, connection to telematics infrastructure, digitalization of care, public sector, including digital public administration, public sector sustainability and digital sovereignty, as well as public transportation, including their infrastructure, their operations, as well as maintenance and passenger experience. They also have some hands in financial services, manufacturing, retail, logistics, and utilities. They also do things when it comes to application services, content collaboration, the Internet of Things, sovereign cloud, data intelligence, migration and modernization, strategy and consulting, sustainability, quantum computing, artificial intelligence, cloud services, intelligent automation, security, immersive technology. Just keeps going on and on and on. You can also see that they're part of the automation when it comes to cars and automation, which we just saw Elon Musk reveal all that stuff. AI analytics and the Internet of Things, NO42, which is connected to Congress. They're just fully involved. And so what they do is they get their hands involved with all this technology so they can develop it and give it to other companies so they're all connected to the same beast technology as well, including T-Mobile services and now Starlink and the cell service and internet service to go along with it. With T-Systems and Deutsche Telekom, they're also fully on board when it comes to globalist agendas. So if we take a look at their website, they're fully involved with sustainable development goals, pushing those, telling other companies that are involved with their programs that they need to follow this as well. And you can see here how digitalization helps to make companies more sustainable. It says companies that are driving digitalization will be able to make a significant contribution to the 2030 climate goal. And so they're fully involved with this, getting all other companies online and making sure the technology falls in line with the exact agenda of the UN SDGs. Now, here we go. Along with the SDGs, the WHO, the WHO, tapped T-Systems and Deutsche Telekom for the Vax passport system. Oh, here we go. Deutsche Telekom to build a global Vax verification app for the WHO. This was back in 2022. This is the World Health Organization has signed a contract with Deutsche Telekom, subsidiary T-Systems, to build a software solution for global electronic verification of COOF verification certificates. The QR code. Oh, Russia's doing one of those when it comes to their CBDC. I wonder if they'll all be put on the same system and run through Starlink. I don't know. The QR code-based system solution will be used for other vaxes as well, such as polio or yellow fever. T-Systems said in a statement on Wednesday, adding that the WHO would support its 194 member states in building national and regional verification technology. Oh, but it gets worse. If we head straight over to their website, also from 2022, so checking COVID-19 certificates, World Health Organization selects T-Systems as an industry partner. If we go down, it says T-Systems, industry partner with the pandemic. For T-Systems, the WHO contract is familiar territory. Familiar territory, why is that? The company had already developed the EU gateway for Vax certificates, the DCC, and which is the digital COOF certificate. More than 60 countries are connected to it today. T-Systems has previously set up the European Federation Gateway Service. The service ensures that member states' COOF tracing apps work across borders. Telecom and SAP work closely together on both EU projects. The companies are also industry partners for the German government's COOF warning app, with more than 43 million downloads. The German app is one of the most successful tracing apps in the world, with many additional functions, such as event check-ins or universal certificate storage. It has earned the reputation of being a Swiss Army knife in the pandemic. Question. If you have T-Systems that is developing the Vax passport and has quite a bit of experience doing so, and is now connected to Starlink, which grants access to these things in rural areas and areas that don't have connectivity, what does that mean? That means they're giving 100% coverage to the globe when it comes to this new digital system that they're currently building when it comes to IDs, passports, financial systems, cell service, and internet. We're missing something from that, though, aren't we? What about the social credit system? T-Systems got that too. This is the customer data platform. Customer data platform is a database software that combines customer data from various data sources with the goal of generating precise customer profiles, or you could say social profiles. Your digital twin social profile. The platform enables targeted and simple retrieval of this data, as well as its linking with each other, and also offers a variety of different functions with which data can be segmented and analyzed. CDP, the Customer Data Platform, can be defined as a marketing-driven solution that creates a persistent, unified user database that makes user data accessible to other solutions. A CDP makes it possible to enable all company-wide data sources on-site, off-site, CRM, BI, offline, etc., connect across all channels, including Facebook, email, display, Criteria, etc., to connect cleanly with each other. Data silos are finally broken up, united, and thus finally allowing a 360-degree view of the most important asset of every company, the customers. 360-degree view of the most important asset, which is you. 360-degree view of you. In summary, the purpose of a customer data platform is to create individual customer images for marketing and sales, with the aim of being able to optimally respond to the needs of customers. What data is collected? Transaction data, such as purchases, requests, complaints. Behavioral data. Where do customers find certain products? What do they buy next? Demographic data, such as age, gender, place of residence, language, occupation, income, marital status. They're getting all that, guys. What else are they getting? Data sources that the CDP uses includes identity, including devices, logins, persistent IDs, customer relationship, including customer status, personal information, marketing consents, online search, such as browsing behavior, search queries, wish lists, online ordering, including shopping carts, orders, surveys, even what you eat, guys, situations, including time, location, and movement, weather, events. Wow. Campaigns like responses, offers, including coupon use, social media, interactions, posts, topics, opinions, moods, customer service inquiries, and product use and satisfaction, point of sale visits, shopping routes, receipts, and surveys, as well as loyal points and rewards. The CDP, the customer platform, gathers all that data on you to create a profile of you. That is a social credit system platform that is now in the hands of the same people who's doing Vax passports, cell service, internet access, and is now connected to Starlink globally. You guys getting it yet? I can remember, man. This is the social credit score platform that collects all of your data and can remove you from any information they don't want you to have. They can remove you from all support access, including emergency services. They can take you away from transactions or using money. And they can just entirely remove you from accessing parts of society if it's built upon a digital infrastructure. If your score goes low enough, that is. So the question is did they let the crisis of the hurricane go to waste? I don't think so. I think they used that to start speeding up the rollout of this, which fulfills everything that the pact said it was going to have, of trying to get everybody connected online, the underserved areas, the rural areas, getting everybody online. Why? Because they need everybody to have a phone, everybody to have a digital ID, and everybody to have a bank account. And this will grant access to that and more. So with Musk, the Musk infrastructure includes Starlink/SpaceX, the web of Starlink satellites that can connect everything together. This includes Tesla, which is your online cars that will self-drive, that want to be replaced, that want to replace personal vehicles with public transportation, as they just revealed the other day. Also including being connected to T-Mobile services as well. You have the X app, which Elon Musk has said he wants to basically create the WeChat clone. WeChat is the same system that runs digital ID, financial services, social media, and basically everything that runs China's social credit system. Elon Musk wants to create that, as well as he said that he wants to take over at least half of the banking system within the United States. You know, he's aiming for something bigger than that. He wants that to be the everything app, everything to run through it. He's got Grok AI that's in his Starlink and Teslas and X and Neuralink and all these other programs that he's constantly feeding information with the biggest platform, social media platform online, which is indeed Twitter or X, whatever the heck you want to call it. But either way, he's getting all that information getting fed into his AI system. Free speech, right? No. Much bigger, devious plan involved with that. Everybody knows his Neuralink system about getting brain chips and people and getting connected, connecting people's brains to this. You know, that'll be connected to Starlink as well. The Optimus bots, which he just revealed the other night. Walking spyware. Wonder how quick they can turn on people if they are given the instructions to do so. And then CureVac, something that people often forget that Elon Musk is involved with. Elon Musk Tesla created the CureVac printer, which is a Vax printer that he partnered with a couple years ago, so they can quickly print whatever Vax that they so choose to do. Yeah, he's involved with that too. You know, the reason why I point this out is because we still have people, pastors, prophecy guys, podcasters, all, you know, within the Christian prophecy sphere that still promote Elon Musk as a good guy. And I, for the life of me, cannot figure it out. I can't figure it out. They just absolutely ignore all of this. I just showed you guys how connected Elon Musk is to the globalists and the beast technology when it comes to everything, getting all this stuff online. Oh, but he's the last bastion for speech. You see Brazil went after him and took Twitter down. They're taking out the good guys. Are they? Seems to me, I just saw information that Brazil getting X back online. It's just we can't seem to see past 6 inches in front of our own face. We can't seem to see past the one thing that people think that he's for, because we just can't think outside the box. Or if you're Taco Bell, think outside the bun. Dong, sorry. But still, I don't get it. This dude, and again, things can change very quickly, but this dude seems to be one of the leading guys when it comes to getting this beast system online, because he's got the infrastructure, he's got the technology, he's moving very quick, he's got the financial capabilities, and he's fully partnered up with all these people. Don't forget how connected he is to Peter Thiel when it comes to the military and surveillance side of things. Talked about that in the Trump card episode. But the only thing I can think of when it comes to these guys promoting him is because of that. Oh, he's with Trump, so he's good. There's no way Trump is part of this. He's going to wrangle in Elon Musk. Elon's with Trump, so there's no way he's a part of the globalist. All that other stuff about the beast, no, he's with Trump. Trump's the good guy. Trump is the last man standing when it comes to freedom, and he can fix everything. Just get this one guy in, and he can fix it all. He'll tear everything down. The globalists hate him, just like the globalists hate Putin and Xi and all these other guys that are doing the exact same stuff that the globalists are doing. Elon Musk's a good guy because he's teamed up with Trump. That's just how it goes. Anybody who decides Hitler could be revived tomorrow, And if he joins Trump's cabinet, by golly, he's one of the good guys now. Am I doing it right? I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't know. Can't figure it out. The goalposts move so much. I don't know how it works. I just don't. I don't know how it works. But I hope you guys realize what's coming if he does get in. Just saying. All right. That's what we got with that. Okay. Questions. What we got with questions? We got a few questions here. Let's see here. Patricia Schultz. Have you heard that the lithium in North Carolina, there's a company that has contract to supply Elon Musk Tesla? Yeah, I've heard so many things about the lithium stuff in North Carolina. I've heard BlackRock is behind it. I've heard Blackstone is behind it. I've heard there's a company involved with Elon Musk. I heard there's a company involved with George Soros. I've heard so many things, and all I can sit here and tell you is, who knows at this point? I can't verify anything on it. I know there's some people out there that will just, here it is, and are all these companies in on it, or only some of them? Who's doing what and who's going on with it? I don't know. I really don't know. I understand the whole idea of sending Helene to get the lithium stuff, but again, I talked about that like a week or two ago. I'm still not sold on it. I'm not saying that it's not possible or part of what's going on. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, I've heard so much conflicting information that I don't know. But it's interesting. It's just something that we just got to watch. Because I can't confirm anything with that. I really can't. Let's see here. Mary, question. With Albert Pike's 3 World Wars and the NATO US, why are they calling for ceasefires and asking Israel to stand down? Just because they're asking and calling for this stuff doesn't mean that that's really what's going to happen. Again, there's theater with this stuff. So many times. I mean, how many times has Putin threatened to invade Europe? How many times have the Ukrainians threatened to launch certain things at certain places in Russia? How many times has Erdogan threatened Israel that they were Turkey was going to invade them? How many times has China threatened to go into Taiwan? And none of it's ever happened. These people talk about this stuff all the time, but it doesn't mean that that's really what's going to happen. So again, these are things that just get thrown out there. It's the same thing when it comes to Elon Musk and all the AI guys that came together and said, we need regulations in order to slow it down. They didn't want that. They just did that, and that bought them more service. When that happened, I still hear prophecy guys say, remember when Elon Musk wanted to slow down AI? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He wanted to increase it. Look at what he's doing right now. He didn't want to slow it down. So again, I always tell people, remember, people lie. They're constantly lying. So just because they're calling for things doesn't mean that that's really what's going to happen. Rob, how do you feel on voting? I'm torn because both parties are bad, but pastors are begging, saying it's agreeing with evil. If we don't, that is up to you and what the Lord tells you to do, Rob. I will not tell anybody to vote, and I will not tell anybody not to vote. I've never even told anybody what I'm doing because it's not my place. And it's not these pastors' places either to be going out there and telling people to do that. It's not. They should not be telling anybody what it does, what they should be doing when it comes to that. That's just wrong. It's not their place. So it's up to you. My whole goal is to make sure people have the full information, because all the pastors out there telling everybody to vote refuse to tell anybody anything negative about what's going on the right side. Because why? They have an agenda to push regarding that. So it's up to you and what the Lord leads you to do. Just make sure you're fully informed. That's all I want people to be, is I just want people to be informed with this stuff, because there's a lot of information that's not being told because it makes their guy look bad, and that's completely wrong. So pray about it, inform yourself of what's going on, and let the Lord lead you what to do. Don't let anybody guilt trip you whether you vote or don't vote. Don't let anybody guilt trip you. It's not their business. It's not their business. And the most important thing to remember is God's in full control, no matter what happens. Something we got to remember. Let's see here. Okay, Callie, I think you reworded the question. Okay, cool. I'm glad you put this in here. Do you see anything for the movement toward Israel having peace and safety with under a Trump administration with Musk and Bibi, considering AI and Starlink? Okay, so basically, I think what you're asking is, do you see peace and safety under the Trump administration when it comes to Israel? At this moment in time, no. I think we've lit the candle too far. The wax is burning. And that doesn't mean things are going to happen tomorrow. Doesn't mean things are going to happen a week from now. But no, I don't see peace and safety no matter who gets in. I think the candle's been lit and things are moving forward no matter what. And regards to peace and safety, because I always want to point this out, when you go and you read in Thessalonians regarding peace and safety, it is specifically referencing peace and safety during at the time of the day of the Lord. What is the day of the Lord? That is when the covenant gets signed between the Antichrist and the many of Israel. And so the peace and safety, because I still have people coming at me. They said peace and safety. They've been saying peace and safety for 70, 80 years now. And it's not anything that's occurred. That scripture, if you read the context of it, is specifically about the day of the Lord, which begins when the covenant is signed and the Antichrist is revealed. So that is involving the Antichrist. Trump's not the Antichrist. As much as I call him out on stuff, he's not the Antichrist. So hopefully that answers that as well. Christina says, hasn't Musk been meeting with Israel's Bibi? He's met with Netanyahu a bunch of times in the past. So let's see here. I lost my spot. Oh, there it is. Okay. Carol Moody, here in the US, I hear they will use Real ID as the digital ID, and some of us have it already. So what can we do? Real ID is still a physical ID. Just because they have you on a database, they've had, if you just had a regular license, they still had you in a database. So Real ID is not the digital ID. Those are two different things. So digital ID is coming. There is some states that are already issuing digital driver's licenses and wallets and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not here yet countrywide. It's coming though. I would not be surprised if they don't have it ready to go behind the scenes. They just haven't released it yet. And I don't know why I went to British all of a sudden. Sean Connery, shaken, not stirred. Sorry. I don't know. Let's see here. Annette Hamilton, can this robot wash my dishes? That's what Elon claims. Do laundry, wash dishes, babysit, vacuum, clean, all that type of stuff. So that's fun. Isn't it great? Oh, man. Okay. Let's see here. Patrick Starr. Let's see. Why is the majority of the Watchmen community deceived by what is happening with politics? Why do they continue to blindly follow Trump? I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Something that I always say, though, is, and I'm not, I get riled up, excited, frustrated, however you want to put it. But I'm not, like angry at these guys. I love these guys. They're saved. They're men of God, but it's frustrating. And the biggest thing that I can say is these guys have been talking about for years about do not be deceived and the deception of what's going on. But yet they can't see the deception that's going on right in front of their face. I sit there and go, look at how many in the church, how many leaders and stuff are pushing politics and Trump right now. That alone is a sign that there's some type of deception involved with it. There is a very, very small group of people There's a remnant within the remnant that is seeing it. And that should tell you that if that few people are seeing it, and such the grand warning that Jesus gives us for the deception of this time, that should tell you something. They just can't see it. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Pray for them. You just pray for them. That's all I can say. I don't know, man. I don't know. I love these guys. I do. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure I understand. Jeffrey Crone, have you heard of two AIs? Okay. Sorry, I had to read it out loud for my head to get it. Come on, hamster. All right. Have you heard of two AIs discussing Bible prophecy and concluding it has been accurate beyond doubt? Could AI end up verifying the Bible? Well, I'll answer the second question first. The Bible verifies the Bible. We don't need AI to do anything with that. So the Bible verifies the Bible. If we don't recognize how the Bible has confirmed itself 1,000 times over at this point, then we're never going to figure it out. So the Bible verifies the Bible, and it's verified at 100%. Have you heard? I have not heard about the two AIs discussing Bible prophecy, though. That would be interesting. If you have a video of that, email it to me because I would love to see that. But yeah, no, the Bible verifies the Bible, and it's 100% correct. So yeah. G Crone. Wow, G Crone. No, Jeffrey Crone. Sorry. It's like when I was Kenny Copeland. I don't know why I do that to names. Okay, Jeffrey Crone. Have you heard I already have T-Mobile, so does that mean I won't have to change carriers when the WEF takes over? I hate changing carriers. That's a good point, Jeffrey. No, it doesn't seem like you'll need to change carriers. Looks like you're already good to go. You're ahead of the curve. So I've got internet, T-Mobile internet, so I run on that, and then I got Patriot mobile cell service that runs off the T-Mobile towers. So I'm locked in. I'm good to go. So nope, looks like you won't have to change carriers at all. You're good to go, Crone. Let's see. That's great, man. Annette Hamilton, question: which Wi-Fi and cell phone company do you use or suggest? Well, I use T-Mobile internet, and I Patriot mobile cell phone. Cell phone makers and web browsers. Cell phone makers, that's just whatever you want to do. I hate Apple stuff. I just use Android. It doesn't matter what technology you're using. If you're using technology, then they've got you. So at this point, it really doesn't matter. So just go what's best for you. And then web browsers, I use Brave and Firefox. Those are mine, my web browsers that I use. So, but yeah, I use T-Mobile internet, Patriot mobile cell service, and Brave and Firefox internet browsers and Android phone. That's what I use. So, yeah, Patricia, I have T-Mobile was originally Sprint. Yeah, T-Mobile bought out Sprint. So, Terry Kissamore. It's like reminds me of kind of like the Simpsons when Bart would call Moe's Tavern with all the different names. Like I'm looking. Yes, can you ring Amanda Hug and Kiss for me? I'm looking for Amanda Hug and Kiss. Sorry. Just your name just kind of reminds me of that. Kiss him more. Kiss who more? Kiss him more. Sorry. All right. Sorry. Are search engines like Brave still protecting against the kind of data collection? No. Again, if you're using technology, they're collecting your data. Brave just has a good search engine that's not connected to Google's, which means you will actually get legitimate searches and not hidden searches like Google. So that's why it's good to use Brave. Brave does protect from ads and some company collection stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, they are still collecting your data because you're online. That's just how it goes. So I still recommend Brave, though. Good stuff. Jeffrey Crone. You're busy tonight, Jeffrey. What's up, man? Do you think Musk is being bankrolled by the Luciferians? Absolutely. You're darn tootin', I believe that. Yes, I believe he's fully involved with the Luciferians, along with everybody in that camp. Peter Thiel involved with it. Donald Trump involved with that. Eric Schmidt, who's connected to that camp as well, who's connected to Google and whatnot. He's bankrolled by it too. All those guys. So yes, I believe they are absolutely involved with that. I see we do not have Stephanie tonight. Hopefully she is all right. But we do have a temporary funny question from our very own Rick Whitaker. Rick decided to get in on this. Last question of the night. Rick asks, did Adam and Eve have belly buttons? No, sir. No, sir, they did not. No, they were not birthed. That's one of the things is Adam and Eve were directly created. They're direct creations of God. And so they were not birthed, and so they did not need umbilical cords nor belly buttons. Everybody who came from the seed of Adam, however, was indeed birthed, were not direct creations of God, and so they required belly buttons. So everybody after Adam and Eve got them belly buttons, but not them. So yeah, good stuff. Derek Otto says, smooth and slick. Why, thank you, man. Probably not talking about me at all, but anyways. So that's all I got for questions and information and all that type of stuff. So we always end, though, however, with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Sent Stephanie a message to check on her well-being. Okay, well, hopefully she's doing all right. But yes, we always end with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so Allison says, you are the invisible woman. What, did I miss your question? I didn't see any questions from you, Allison. I don't know. Did you ask a question? I don't know if that was directed towards me. Sorry if I missed your question. I did not mean to do that. I'm not avoiding you, Allison. I apologize. I just didn't see it in there. Trying to see if she says anything. Don't want to miss your question. No. Oh, yeah, you did have a question. I didn't see it, though. I don't know if it went through. Did it go through? Did I miss it? I don't see it in here, Allison. I'm sorry. It may have got passed over. If you re-ask it, I'll... Oh, she got it in late. Oh, Allison, do they have peace and safety, or do they want it? Well, from my understanding regarding the context of what's going on in Thessalonians, there's going to be a false promise of peace. So it's going to be, looks like the Antichrist is going to offer it. That's what it seems like. But as far as what they're talking about now, I don't know. Again, these people just kind of throw stuff around. No, you're not invisible. I just answered your question, Allison. So yeah, no, Thessalonians, it's directing it towards, that's going to be the promise that the Antichrist is giving, even though it's going to be a false peace, false promise. And then as far as, what they've been declaring peace and safety for the past 70, 80 years now, it's, again, whatever context that they want to use it, I think you got to use it case by case regarding that. So that's my answer for that one. So for the gospel of Jesus Christ, this is the important part. This is what we do at the end of these, because we can talk about all the information and everything like that. But ultimately it means nothing. It really means a big heap and pile of nothing if we do not have salvation through Jesus Christ, which he freely gives. It's one of those things where they always want to offer you something in the world, but they want it for trade. But when it comes to us and the gift that Jesus gives us, it's a free gift. I wish people can understand that, how much the Lord wants to give you the gift of life, wants to give everybody the gift of life. He wishes none shall perish, but ultimately it's up to us to choose if we want God. Again, what type of relationship is it if you are forced into that relationship, forced into, worshiping the Lord. He wants people to choose, just like he wants people to choose the free gift that Jesus gives us. And his gospel is as simple as ABC. A is you admit that you're a sinner. The act of repentance is turning from self to Christ. It's turning from your sin to the gift that is salvation that only Jesus Christ can give us. Because how can we truly believe in Jesus Christ as our Savior if we don't understand why we need Jesus as our Savior? And so we have to admit that we're sinners. We have to understand that we are sinners, and that we need Jesus Christ alone to save us, which allows belief, true belief in Jesus Christ. We believe that Jesus Christ is the one and only begotten Son of God, that he came down 100% man, 100% God, the God-man, the one and only, and he lived the perfect sinless life, the one and only to do so, which means he was the only one qualified to carry the sins of the world and to sacrifice himself. We weren't perfect. We aren't perfect. We're disqualified. Nobody else, none of these other gods and deities and all these other things out there fit the mold. It's only Jesus Christ. So we believe Jesus Christ lived the perfect sinless life, that he carried the sins of the world upon his shoulders, and he died upon the cross. But because there's power in the blood of Jesus Christ, because he promised he would, because he prophesied he would, because he said he would, he defeated death and rose again on the third day. For all who believe in him shall not perish, but live forever. Forever. Just, again, we use the term forever so often that sometimes it loses its meaning. Think about that. Eternity, a time that does not end. We will live forever in his presence with life because of him. We will be new creations living in his presence, and I just cannot wait for that day. I cannot wait for that. So we admit, we repent, we believe, and we call upon the Lord. Just the simple prayer of, Lord Jesus, I am a sinner, and I have sinned, and I need you alone to save me. Lord Jesus, I believe that you are the one and only begotten Son of God, that you came down 100% man, 100% God, and you lived the perfect sinless life, that you died upon the cross, and that you rose again on the third day. Lord Jesus, come into my life, come into my heart, forgive me of my sins, and save me. Amen. Remember, knowing and believing are two different things. Just because you know the story and say some words does not mean that you are truly saved. No, we must repent. We must truly believe, and then we will be saved. Place your trust in him. He's our only hope. He is our only hope. This world is falling apart. This world is crumbling. We're past the point of no return. There's no way to fix what is going on. Jesus Christ alone is our only hope. All right, guys. That's all I got. Thank you for joining me today. So yeah, just again, I just wanted to point this out, guys. There is a mad dash to create this connected online beast system. Everybody who's got a foothold in some type of power position is involved with this, clearly. And they're full court press, like a steam train, just boom, barreling down towards this. So all right. Usual spiel. If you guys can, like, share, subscribe. Get this out to as many people as you can. Not about views, not about butts and seats, but it is about getting the gospel of Jesus Christ out to people, getting the warning out to people. And yeah, that's ultimately why we do this. And so liking, sharing, and subscribing does help reach the lost who have questions and ultimately need the salvation of Jesus Christ. So if you can do me a solid, like, share, subscribe, that'd be great. Also follow me, Rumble, Odyssey, Telegram. Those are my backup channels. We're multi-streaming, simulcasting, however you want to put it, to Rumble, YouTube, Rumble, and the website all at the same time. But if I get booted off YouTube, we'll be backup live streaming on Rumble. So make sure you guys follow me there. Odyssey is the break of in case of emergency type of platform. It's there just in case. Nothing exclusive. You're not missing anything. Don't worry about that. But it is there just in case. So if you have an account, you might as well follow me there. And then Telegram, I post updates, announcements, news, things, and anything in between. I put it up on Telegram, little things and all that stuff. So make sure you guys follow me there. Of course, you got the one-stop shop. WretchedWatchmen.com website is up and running. If you want to know what's going on, I post the announcements. You can find all my video series there. The latest podcast is always there, information and all that type of jazz. So you guys can go ahead and head to the website, bookmark that page. That's the best place to stay up to date of what's going on. Whatchamacallit? Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. We got a guest, very special guest. I cannot wait. It's going to be great. Steve, the tour guide, is joining me. Again, you may not have heard of this guy. You definitely need to tune in and make sure you listen to what he's got to say. I don't follow many people when it comes to Israel stuff. There's way too many sensationalists out there. There's too many people that really don't know what's going on. Too many people, I'm going to be first. I'm going to be first. And there's just a lot of bad information that's going on. I trust this guy. You guys know me. I like to make sure I vet things and confirm things and make sure everything's going on. When it comes to what's going on with Israel, I trust this guy. And so he's going to let us know what's going on when it comes to the Middle East and Israel and all that stuff. So make sure you guys tune in Tuesday for Steve, the tour guide. It's going to be fantastic. And then last but not least, if you guys would like to support this channel and what I do, you got donation links down below, CashApp, Venmo, and GiveSendGo. This channel is not monetized. I don't make anything from ads, views, or anything like that. It runs solely off of your guys' generous donations. So if you guys would like to support me in what I do, I have those donation links down below. I'm truly grateful and so thankful for you guys allowing me to do this. I'm so blessed to be able to do this, and I just want to do the best I can, not only for you guys, but ultimately for the Lord as well. So thank you guys for supporting me with donations and prayers and all that. So thank you. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Tomorrow is Sunday, so get your heathenic booties to church, whether online or in person. Doesn't matter as long as it's a Bible-believing, Christ-following church. That's the most important part. And so make sure you guys get there tomorrow. And if the Lord does not come back by Tuesday, same time, same place, I'll meet you guys right back here with Steve, the tour guide. All right, guys. Peace out. Maranatha.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.